Good afternoon. Motherfucking Wednesday, September 14th, I think. It's 14th. Oh, shit. Headed home. I'm High Yella, and this is the motherfucking breakdown. It's going to be a little harder to do the breakdown today because I forgot my motherfucking notebook and left it at work in my tool bag. So I didn't get to read my little notes before I did this shit. So I'm just gonna wing it. Gonna wing ding ding-a-ling it. I know I'll watch some shit, or I'll listen to a podcast from Joe Rogan with Edward Snowden, and I'll watch a bunch of TikToks. Shit. Let's head on out. Ooh, shit, y'all probably cannot hear me because this shit is loud as fuck. So what I said was, I'm motherfucking High Yella's goddamn breakdown. It's a motherfucking September 14th. It's a motherfucking Wednesday. And I left my notebook and my tools at work. So I didn't have my little notes to take a look at real quick. So we're gonna wing this shit. So, let's see. I did listen to a little bit of the Joe Rogan podcast. I was fucking back and forth today, so that shit was on and off, and I was watching some TikToks, but let's see, Joe Rogan interviewed Snowden. He sets the TikTok, or that's the podcast that I listened to. Oh, what were some of the... Boy, there was some shit happening today. I was like, oh, motherfucker. I don't know. But let's fucking first go with the Edward Snowden thing. Or at least how much ever of it that I listened to. My fucking sunglasses on, because it is going to be bright once I get out of the fucking city. Or not out of the city, but once I... get on this highway. There's gonna be a bunch of buildings blocking the sun. But yeah, Rogan was having an interesting conversation with Snowden, and I have to agree with Rogan. Fucking Snowden's a goddamn hero. He stepped out and said some shit and revealed some shit that may permanently affect his life. He may never be able to come back to this country, because there's one thing that America does not like, is for you to embarrass them on a national fucking scale for some shit that they did. They broke the law when it comes to spying on American citizens. They broke the fucking law, and Edward Snowden had the nerve to be the whistleblower. He was the one that snitched. And America hates that. That's like what's going on between America and Iran. The only reason America hates Iran is because we told them, no, you cannot, or Iran told America, you are not allowed to steal our shit, and we are going to make a big to-do about it. And they took over the fucking embassy and embarrassed the fuck out of America. We were pissed, if we overthrow your duly elected, democratically elected, I think it was a prime minister. I can't remember if they called him a prime minister or a president, but they're duly elected leader. And we overthrew him and installed a brutal dictator known as the Shah of Iran, and the bad boys, the motherfuckers with the most balls, kick that motherfucker out. And of course, whoever's got the biggest balls to kick out the dictator, those are the motherfuckers that take over. So that's how we got the Ayatollahs and all that shit, because they were the ones, the religious fundamentalists were the ones to kick America out. So that's who we're beefing with Iran, because they were mad we were stealing their shit. And it's the same thing with Snowden, man. That motherfucker may never be able to come back to the United States. You know, not because he's wrong, but because America's wrong and embarrassed about it. And, you know, it's like that kid, the kid that gets caught with the Oreo cookies in their fucking mouth, in their teeth, just fucking cookie crumbs all in their lips and on their teeth. And you're like, hey, man, did you get into the cookies? And you're like, motherfucker's like, no, I didn't get into the cookies. I didn't have no cookies. Can I have a cookie? And you're like, no, motherfucker. Well, you wouldn't say that to your kid, but no, Junior, you can't have a cookie because you've already had cookies. And he's like, no, I didn't have any cookies. I didn't have any cookies. And then you take him to the bathroom and put his face, face him towards the mirror. And say, well, where'd all them cookie crumbs on your mouth and all that chewed up cookie in your teeth come from? And then he throws a fucking tantrum and carries on and is acting a fool and you're an asshole. Well, some families that shit wouldn't fly, but oh god, they're freaking out and carrying on because you got caught. And that's what's going on with Edward Snowden. And it ain't stopped. They're still digging into our private shit. And one thing that they talked about that I've seen other examples of it is them creating these acts, the Save the Children Act and the Patriot Act and all this legislation with fancy names on it to make you feel like, oh, well, that's the right thing to do. It always turns out to be some bullshit that doesn't really do anything doesn't do what the name says it should do. The Patriot Act is an American spying on Americans act, is what they should call it. They should say the act that gives the government the right to spy on American citizens. These legislation that they're putting in that's supposed to protect children from trafficking and from pedophiles and all that shit. And really, all it does is, it stops women from showing their nudes on the internet and getting paid for it, or prostitution, or really it's a way to go after adults who are not involved in child pornography or trafficking of children. Just like when the Patriot Act was originally signed, I remember there being news where they were like, don't worry, this is only for acts of terrorism. It will not be used to investigate regular crimes, which of course was a bunch of bullshit. And of course they are spying and finding information on regular people for regular fucking crimes. He talked about the attack on our constitutional rights. He's talking about the warrant process, like how most of us think, oh well, a warrant means that the government can come in and gather up can gather up information on you related to a crime that you've committed, where that's what it used to mean, but no, that's not what it means anymore. A warrant is like an all-access pass to your fucking asshole, is what it is. It's an all-access pass to everything in your fucking life. Sometimes having absolutely nothing to do with the crime, and in the process, that's how they bust you for other shit. Or in many cases, it's a way to fucking blackmail people. They also try to do everything that they can to stop you from being able to protect your privacy against them. believe that Edward Snowden was talking about this what is it called? Fortunately, my lack of knowledge when it comes to technology and computers and all that kind of shit, I am forgetting the verbiage. But what is it? What is the word? Well, pretty much your ability to hide your information, or have it so that only you and the person that you're sending the information to, only you have access to that information, whether that information is sent through Facebook or Twitter or anything like that, where I have the key to that information and the person that I'm sending it to has the key to the information. But just because I'm sending it through Facebook or sending it through Twitter doesn't mean that Twitter has access to that information. They don't want that. They don't want people to have the ability to keep their information private. They want to be able to dig off in your butt. You know, they want to get all the nooks and crannies, and they don't want you hiding shit. Which is a goddamn outrage. And which brings up another thing is I listened to how strongly Joe Rogan felt about this, and I was just like, I was sitting there in the back of my head, I was wondering, well, why is it that you just seem to be so negative about defund the police? As if, you know, defund the police means get rid of the goddamn cops. Which maybe there could be a better phrase for it or whatever, but I don't think that that's what defund the police means. I don't think that it's a good idea to get rid of police. I just think that we need to change their mission statement. You know, they brought this shit on themselves. You know, the between the police departments and the government officials, they have brought this on themselves. This is not the fault of the citizens that they hate the goddamn cops. You know, black people didn't just decide, you know what, I'm just gonna fucking hate the cops one day. There's a reason why black people generally do not like the police or are very wary of the police. It's because they deserve it. They have given black people more than enough reason to not trust them. And I often wonder why Rogan, who would agree with Snowden that there's like an overreach, and that overreach of our information and overreach into our personal lives and our personal information is not just the federal government, it's also local law enforcement. And also, if he believes that that the war on drugs is wrong, then he should completely agree with the idea of defunding the police. I mean, one of the reasons that they have so much funding is because of the war on drugs. And this gives the police a door into all of our lives that's completely unnecessary, whether you have drugs or not. Just on the suspicion, just because someone will snitch you out, or because they supposedly smell drugs. I just really don't understand his position on defunding the police. I do understand a lot of what he says about the police, you know, as far as it's a really hard job, and I believe that. It's a difficult job. I wouldn't say it's the most dangerous job. I can imagine it can be one of the most nerve-wracking jobs. But one of the reasons that the goddamn job is so nerve-wracking is because of all the laws. And because so many people are in a position where they could go to jail. I mean, there are so many different reasons in this country that you can go to jail, which are complete bullshit. You know, traffic tickets. traffic violations. Those should not be a reason to go to jail. You know, they have access to all your, you know, once you go to court and all that kind of shit, they have all kinds of access to your fucking, your finances and shit. They don't have to put you in jail to get that money and end up ruining your life, you know, over a fucking $120 ticket. You know, some people don't have the money for that $120 ticket, and then you get all those fines and fees and shit that get tacked on to all that shit. It's a business. There is a business in incarcerating regular people and ticketing regular people for shit, and then having businesses that handle the ticketing process, that add extra charges onto the ticket. It's all a bunch of bullshit that affects poor people in a way that it doesn't affect other Americans that have a little more money. But anyway, I did like the Edward Snowden podcast. I'm gonna have to listen to the rest of it. Got caught up in TikToks. Speaking of getting caught up in TikToks, what's up with the goddamn aliens? What's up with the aliens? Fucking yesterday, Tuesday, fucking the 13th. I don't know what the fuck, but all day long, I was constantly seeing TikToks about the goddamn aliens. Fucking aliens landing all these people. Now, obviously, not obviously, but I'd say obviously now, it was all bogus, and some people must have gotten together to make these viral videos and all that kind of stuff, because it would have made national news. Like, you can't have people videoing aliens and spacecraft coming down from outer space all over the country. I mean, because literally it was all over the country. You know, Texas, New Jersey, California. I think I saw one in Vegas. There was one over Stonehenge. That was in England. There's all these videos, and I saw at least about 10 or 12 videos on this one particular topic, like out of nowhere. I'm like, not after the Pentagon released the information saying that they have a craft that's not of this world. There was less UFO traffic from that. And there was like a couple of people that were like, "What the hell? Why is it that the Pentagon just released information saying that they have, you know, alien spacecraft and no one's talking about it?" But no, yesterday, man, it was all over the place. And I was just like, what the fuck? Cause I ain't lying. I was kind of hoping. Man. Hey, let's see this shit. You know, one way or another. Ooh, boy, it's a little bright, but it's a little too dark. It's like, goddamn, it's bright, but I got those glasses on. And it's dark as fuck. But anyway, so it had me wondering. I was waiting to go home so I could check the news to see if the news had anything. Nothing. Not a damn thing. Not a damn thing. Which, by the way, brings up another fucking question. How the fuck is it that the Pentagon will release information saying that they have found, or that they are in possession of alien spacecraft, and it's not major news? Why is that not major news? I mean, that's the question that human beings have been asking since, like, forever. Are we alone in the universe? How the fuck is that not, like, national news? That's the kind of news that should push fucking COVID-19 to the second page. That's front line. Front page, top of the fold news story right there. And no one's fucking talking about it. Except for fucking weirdos like me on the internet bringing it up. It's not national news. It makes me wonder, what would happen if Jesus really came back? I mean, if that kind of stuff was true. What would happen if Jesus came back? He'd have to put on a show. He couldn't just pop back and be like, hey, what's up, everybody? Your Lord and Savior has returned. Whoop, whoop. That'd be bigger than that. He had to come down riding a lightning bolt, like a surfboard. He had to come down in a shower of fireworks and explosions. Have to make sure that plenty of people saw it so they could Instagram it and TikTok it all over the world. Because apparently nobody gives a shit. Certainly don't give a shit about aliens. I know I want to know. I've been wanting to know about the aliens since Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Ever since that shit, man, I want to see some lights in the sky. I don't know. Well, anyway, I am now pulling up to the casa. Time for me to take a shower, wash my ass, brush my teeth. If this woman fucking tries to go around me, ooh, I thought she was gonna try to go around me. Woo. Anyway, everybody have a great day. This has been the motherfucking download, weekly, daily, or whenever the fuck I want. You have a great day. Enjoy yourself, and insert catchphrase here.